half finger of the bunch. You put it on the it's on the brawny one. So
Yeah.
in like Puerto Rico and stuff, they actually the wedding finger goes on and it goes on the middle finger, the rings,
Huh.
because that finger is closest to the artery or vein that goes directly to your heart. So
Ah.
they put it on the middle finger. I don't know why we do the ring finger. I don't know why we call it a ring finger, except for the fact that we put rings on it. So, anyway. But that doesn't make really much sense because then, I mean, this is a ring finger, the left hand, but
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason somewhere.
I'm going to find that reason. And I'll let you know what that reason is.
So, I guess we could just. I guess we could wait a minute, but
Prince is supposed to be joining. He was texting earlier and making sure we're having a meeting today. And
who?
Prince and I assured him that there was a meeting every week at the same time, and he didn't need to ask.
Yeah.
For the meeting. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what example did you use?
I found one that it was from from Maine. Bangor, Maine. The state of Bangor, Maine, the Department of Health and Human Services misappropriated $7 in funds to their SNAP program, or food stamp. And because since they did that, they now have gotten a smack on the, I wouldn't say smack on the wrist, but I think it was more slap in the face from the federal government. And so now they are trying to recoup their losses by garnishing the wages of over 200,000 elderly citizens to get those back. And they're garnishing through their food stamps, they're garnishing their Social Security income, and they're garnishing their income returns.
Okay.
So, even though it's not a bank doing the garnishment, it still is a garnishment, and it's still a security interest. I thought.
So garnishing is considered a security interest?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a way. Yeah, it's just like a mortgage. A garnishment is also a security interest.
Okay. Do you guys care if we use that one, or do you want to give suggestions?
That sounds good.
Okay.
I mean, I came in late, but
yeah.
We're so lackadaisical as a group.
It's better than mine anyway.
Yeah, I didn't really find a good one, so.
Well, what did you find? Even if it's not good, what did you find?
Oh, I just used like one that doesn't really count, honestly, but it was like, it was the same type of like Uber situation, but they were basically holding the money until they weren't paying them until like somebody used the ad, and like it was a new customer. So like they were holding on to their payment until something like actually happened. So it kind of counts, but. Okay, so Jacob, can you just email me like the link to that, or like the example you used?
I can. I am sure. I honestly wasn't expecting you guys to choose that one. So yeah, I can do that.
Okay. We'll do that, and then so we have our first example then, or our example, and then explaining it. I'll just whatever you email, I'll just use that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it right now. I'm doing it.
So for a quiz question, for everybody who's here, we're talking about the, what are we doing? The security interest, is that right? So we need to come up with a question for that.
Okay. We could just do like Because there's a couple different kinds of security interests. Could we just do which of the following is not a security interest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does somebody
You
have
like-
a page number for?
That's 277 is where it starts.
All right, what do you want for this? You want the link or the citation?
The citation is fine.
Okay.
APA citation. You want it emailed or you just want me to put it in the thing? In the,
Oh, you could just send it in the chat. That's fine.
okay. There is the citation. And just
Okay.
here is the permalink. Just for convenience sake, the article. I found, host, whatever it is.
So, which chapter are we looking in the
13.
book?
Yeah, 13.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
The examples for security interests are on page 278 and on, like 278 through 279.
Okay. So, oh, here we go. So collateral, is that one of them?
Yeah, collateral.
Lateral is
Pledge. Or pledge.
Attachment.
collateral is kind of like the general overall security interest. It's like the overarching name, from what I understand. Collateral could be anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like the umbrella that everything else falls under.
Yeah, it's like, you guys ever hear the story? There's a very, very wealthy lady in New York City, and she pulled up next to a bank with her Maserati, got out, walked into the bank, and asked the bank for a loan for $5,000. And she said, "I'll put up my Maserati as collateral." And so the bank was like, "Yeah, okay, sure, here's $1,000." And she then left. Came back a couple weeks later, paid back the $5,000 with interest, and the bank said, "All right, thanks very much, we're done. But let me just ask you, your car's worth so much more. Why on earth would you take a loan of $5,000 out on it?" And she said, "Well, have you ever tried parking in New York? This was so much cheaper in New York." It's funny you understood what I said, but yeah, I saw that half smile, Braylon. Saw that half smile. I don't know if that was just because you only thought it was half funny, or because you haven't had enough Diet Coke or anything.
No, it's way too early for soda.
Yeah.
Diet Coke, coffee of Mormons.
So there's 3, right? So we have collateral, attachment, and what is that? Perfection. Is that right?
Well, there's collateral, mortgage, garnishment.
Pledge.
The requirement effective security interest.
So we just need to find one that's not a a security interest, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
What was the question? Which of these is not? Well,
Which,
let's use the. We're using that example, right? The one I pulled up.
well, we don't have to use the example in the question necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. We could do that and then ask, what is the security interest in this article?
But then you have to read the whole article.
Well, I mean, you give the example and then you ask what the security interest is. You throw in a couple of different legal sounding terms that aren't the answer. I don't know. You're right. It is early.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Just an idea.
hold on.
You just pull something random from a different chapter as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Or post a term from a different area of the same chapter that sounded that's related but isn't exactly. Because I think most commonly garnishments are used when you owe taxes or when you have missed child support payments.
Yeah.
You literally go in and just all of a sudden you're expecting a paycheck and there's no paycheck. There's 45.
Oh,
It's a garnishment.
by the way, I don't have Prince's email, so if somebody can invite him, because I can't find it.
I don't understand because how is he on the thing while not knowing what's going on?
Okay, so for the answers, do we want to like give a full-on example of like what collateral is? Like, should we say like his example, the lady goes to the bank and puts her car up as collateral or something.
Good one. So I like putting jokes as examples. I really do. What is the link? I'll send it to Prince.
Do you have the option to just click at the top and invite people?
Oh well. Hey, now we have his email. He just sent his. I'll type it in.
You should tell him to mute his microphone before he joins.
Tell him to
You
what?
should tell him to mute his microphone before he joins.
All right. So did you see that Braille down at the bottom? That's his email.
Okay. Did you send him an invite yet, or?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay. I'll do it. Okay, so we still need our answers.
Who's Team Energy Pet? Where are you?
Did you already put the one about the lady using her car as collateral?
Yeah, I'm typing that right now. So that would be a wrong answer because it is.
Can you just send one to Team Energy Pest?
Yeah, he's
Team Synergy Pest at Gmail.
Yes.
He says, "Her are you on?" I'm not seeing a link. I don't know.
That's.
Oh, that's Michael.
He just has a hard time getting them sometimes.
So what is our question? I'm a little lost here.
Okay, so our question is, which of the following is not a kind of security interest?
Okay, so, it's not.
Right.
Okay.
All right. If you got background noise going on, wind or music or whatever, go ahead and mute the microphones. All right, Prince, your microphone, man. Please.
Okay. So we have one answer. We need 3 more.
Sorry, what was the first answer?
If you
It
look
was the collateral one.
if you look at page 279, they give like 4 different ones.
Right. Seriously, Prince, mute your microphone, please.
I'm on 279. What
There we go.
examples are you referring to?
Like it says consigned goods, documents evincing rights, proceeds from security
Oh, I
interests,
see. Yeah.
bullet points. So we could pull from those.
It's in chapter 13, page 279.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bullet points under collateral.
Yeah, I see it.
Is it? I'm using the Kindle, so it's hard for me to determine pages. Is it under like secure transactions or bankruptcy or protection?
It's under secured transactions. And then the bold is collateral.
There you go. Found it. Great.
All right.
All right. Collateral attachment. Okay. Requirements for an effective security interest. So I guess that should be, maybe that's part of the question, because there has to be an attachment, which is a written agreement, a value, and debtor perfection, huh?
So I guess we could use as like the answer that we're going to give as something that's not a security interest. Couldn't we use something that is not worth the same amount as like the amount you're putting it up for? Like I can't use like a t-shirt as collateral for a car or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you need value.
But
Because no one's going to accept that.
yeah, because the value is determined by the secured party to the debtor. So theoretically, you could. In reality, it wouldn't happen. I mean, maybe it was signed by like John Lennon or something like that. Maybe.
Okay, so we'll use something like that.
What if we just throwing it out here? There's so many ways to make a security interest effective. Why don't we could make that our question, as in which of them is not a requirement for an effective security interest? Using that, I include some in that. We include some of the examples, and then we do the.
Oh, that's easier. Okay, we'll just do that because then I have 3 right here, typed like literally written out. So just.
There you go, serendipity.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Yes. So what we're gonna write is which of the following is not a requirement for an effective security interest, and on page 279 it lists 3 requirements.
Okay.
So we just need to come up with one that is like just whatever.
Okay. Let's do something like a requirement for a contract. Like let's use those.
Yes. Okay, that's a good idea.
Wait, what? I just didn't hear what it was.
Okay, let me see.
Okay. So I'm gonna just type out the wrong answers because they're right here.
All right. So what are the wrong answers you're writing?
The first one is a written agreement sets forth a security interest. So a written agreement describing the collateral. And then the second one is value is given by the secured party to the debtor. And then the third one is the debtor has rights in the collateral.
Very good. Yeah, look at that. Because the debtor does have rights in the so that's the right answer.
Well, these are the wrong answers because we're asking which one isn't.
So for the wrong or the right answer, could we say the debtor has no rights?
I thought I just read that the debtor had rights.
No, the debtor does have rights.
We can write something about consideration, like it needs to have consideration.
Okay. Like what?
That might be good as a wrong answer because I mean,
It needs consideration.
I can't hear you guys.
Sorry. Who's got in the background?
Don't meet. But I'll mute my phone.
So we have all of our wrong answers. So we just need the one right answer, which is going to be whichever is not.
When the secured party reaches their pledge, so a written agreement is not necessarily if they have had a pledge. So that's actually let's use that. A pledge is the oldest and simplest type of secured transaction. The debtor gives physical possession of property to the secured interest party. So, like the lady giving the car to the bank, that's a pledge.
Okay.
So, the pledge, they actually don't need they don't need paperwork because there's a pledge.
So then I'll just type, because it says right here in the book, the debtor provides the creditor with physical possession of some of the debtor's property. So I'll just type that, and we know that's not a requirement.
Right.
Okay.
Courtney, I want to ask if after the meeting, can we have the document so we can read it? Because sometimes it's hard to hear and understand what's going on.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So it says in it says right there, when the secure party obtains possession of collateral, no written agreement is necessary. Those are under attack. So I guess the question could be, which of these are necessary for a secured this situation?
Yeah, so the question I have is, which of the following is not a requirement for an effective security interest?
Right.
So the correct answer, which would be wrong, the debtor provides the creditor with physical possession of some of the debtor's property. Would that not be considered collateral?
That's a pledge. If the debtor gives collateral,
Oh, I see.
to a bank, that is a pledge, and therefore paperwork's not required.
Okay.
But if
And
they're
then-
like using their house is collateral, then it's required.
Okay, so then the wrong answers are just the ones listed. A written agreement sets forth a security interest, describes the collateral, and is signed by the debtor. Value is given by the secured party to the debtor, and then the debtor has rights in the collateral.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. There's too much background noise. Can you
Prince needs
read
to
it
turn off his mic.
louder?
You can mute him as well.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh, you're right.
I don't. All right. Oh, yeah, mute. Okay.
There's an ignore button.
Ignore. Let's
I
try
don't
that.
have that button. What are you talking about?
Ignore makes him not be able to
Yep,
see us.
got it. Got it. It's done. He's ignored.
Nice.
So there, no background noise. Yay! I can hear you now.
Oh, it worked. Okay.
It's so great.
Okay, so basically, we have everything. I just need to write in some feedback. So real quick, what do you think my feedback should be for the right answers, basically, like the
Okay.
ones that are actually effective security interest things?
I'm sorry. Through all that, I still forgot. Can you type the question we're asking into the into the chat? I can see it. And what you have so far is the answers. Please, thank you. You're amazing. We appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Which of the
Did I
following
do
is
that wrong? Yeah, that's
not a
right.
requirement for an effective security interest? And then the first answer you have is the debtor provides the creditor with physical possession of the debtor's property. Okay. So, but we're using the lady at the bank giving the car as collateral, giving the car in return for free parking.
No, because
Okay.
that was when we had a different question, but we changed it.
Oh, all right.
For feedback, could you just say that, like, see page 279 of the text or something?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'd do that.
I wasn't sure if you wanted, like, more specific than that, or if that would be.
Oh,
fine.
I guess I could, for all of them, I could just say something about, so to make the security interest effective between the debtor and the creditor, the interest must attach to the secured property. Because they're attachments, basically.
Okay.
If I may, real quick, are we using an example before the question?
We already, not before the question, no.
Okay. I think if we did, like, I can actually write down the whole thing, because the rest of the joke is she pays the $5,000 and then she pays the $15 in interest, and she says, "Where else can you park your car in Manhattan for $15?" Right? That's the rest of the joke. But that, with your question, which of the following is not a requirement for effective security interest, is, if you do that, according to the example, which of these is not a requirement for an effective security interest, then the correct answer would be a written agreement, because the debtor, or because the bank actually has the car in possession. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like we should just keep it the way it is, though, because it's,
Okay.
you know, like this way it's just black and white, you know, like the answer's just straight from the book.
It's a group decision. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't like giving black and white answers. I like challenging people, but yeah.
Okay. Is everybody okay with that, or do we have preference?
No, I'd say just
Simple is good.
Simple. Okay. So then I'll add all our names to this real quick, and then I can just send it to you guys. Jacob, will you email me your explanation of the example that you sent to me?
The one I sent to you? Okay, so we're using that as the example?
Well, that's our, because we have to give an example from like, it's not in relation to the question, but yes.
Okay, so we have to give the real life situation. Of course, I can email that to you, yes. Then
Okay, and then quick update, I did email everybody about this, but our, what's it called? Our project is due on week 10, and we're in week 7 right now. So since we have an exam coming up, I'd say we can start on it like next week because we don't want to like distract ourselves until we finish the exam. But yeah, so I think that's it. Does anybody have anything we need to go over, or are we good?
Okay,
Good.
sorry. I'm sorry for being so slow. Can you tell me again? Can you read the question and the answers to me again?
They're right in the. I typed it all up here.
Oh, you typed them all there? Okay. So
Yeah,
the
but I'll
question-
send you guys the thing that I'm gonna submit.
So the question is just simply which of these is not a requirement for effective security, and the wrong answer is.
Okay. Yeah, the wrong answer is that first one.
The debtor provides the creditor with physical possession. Okay. So that's part of attachment, and unless the no, okay.
That's straight from the book under pledge.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Okay. That sounds good. And the rest are wrong answers. So okay.
Yep. Okay, so I'll send you guys that
I'm no longer confused.
in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I will send you the email, Courtney.
Okay, so I think we can end the meeting. Just email me that then.
Right now. Sounds good.
Okay, we'll see you
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
Yeah.
Apparently